Hello everybody, this is Tip Top MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering news video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about MTG Arena and Amonkhet Remastered. Now, last Tuesday, there was a state of the game that talked about Amonkhet Remastered a little bit more and gave us a little bit of information about it. Here's the state of the game right here. And we just got to see a little bit, and we learned that there was going to be a preview season starting on the 10th, so that's coming up just around the corner. But today, I was browsing Reddit, and I found this. So the Amonkhet Remastered full card list. And basically how this works is that MTG Arena, to make updating easier and take less time, they slowly give you the update over time. So, they've been slowly adding things to your game in the background. And apparently, part of this has been the Amonkhet card list. Now, obviously, this is a leak. Take it with a grain of salt. This person could have just written a giant list and spent a ton of time doing this. It could have been, it could have been countless things. But just keep that in mind. Everything here, take it with a grain of salt. But here's the whole list. You'll see the name of the card and then the rarity. So M mythic, R common, C common, R rare, C common, U uncommon. But there are some interesting things here. Now, when it comes to spoiler season, when it's spoilers, I am going to be talking about individual cards. Today, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to say, oh, here are, he said how many? 304 cards, and we'll talk about that number here in a second. But I'm not just going to look at those, but we are going to look at groups of cards. But the first thing I want to mention is that this is 304 out of the 338. And that could mean a number of things. It could mean that they just haven't put all of them through yet. Remember, this is slow. It happens over time. It could also mean that they were already added at some point and that they didn't need to add them again. It could be a number of things. So keep that in mind, that this is not a full list. If you don't see a card that you love, it is possible that it is within those numbers missing. It also is possible that this isn't true. But again, why would you put this in here if it wasn't true? You just put the random number. That's just, so whatever. But here there are some interesting things. So first off, here is a full list of them just as the list, and it's enough to fill 8 pages of a document. And obviously this is in alphabetical order, so I'm just gonna slowly scroll down as I talk. Now, I think that there are some very interesting things within here. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell you, oops, something's missing there. And if you want to see that, if you want to see a video where I talk about all the cards that aren't in Amonkhet Remastered, let me know in the comments down below. That would probably come sometime after we see, obviously we'd have to see all the spoilers, but I would basically just break down what cards they cut. Obviously there's going to be a lot of comments in there, so I don't know how interesting that would actually be, but you will notice, if you know Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, that some of the cards that are in here are not Amonkhet cards. And that's kind of interesting. Now, this could be, that there are a number of things that could be the case here. But I just want to quickly scroll through all of these. You'll notice things like the Scarab God are here, the Scorpion God, but so we move to the end of here, and we move to this we have some more information here. So here are some cards that are not part of Amonkhet Remastered, or that are part of Amonkhet Remastered in terms of they have a collector number in the code. They are being added at the same time as all the other Amonkhet cards. So we have something like Demonic Pact, which is Magic Origins card, and some of these just are kind of random. Hornet Queen, this random Jace, this random Chandra, Sphinx of Revelation. But then we have some that I actually thought about a little bit ago. I thought about doing a video where I talked about, could Invocations be coming to Arena? Invocations were these masterpiece style cards where they were very rare in a pack, and they were of a normally really good and expensive card, but they were done in an alternate frame and alternate art. Now, these ones weren't as popular, but you will notice here that they have Wrath of God, which would be probably the best board wipe in Historic. We have Thoughtseize. Again, it would be one of the best, hand disruption spells. Pact of Negation is a free counter spell. Not free, you have to pay for it later, but at the moment you don't have to pay for it. Shatterstorm and Lord of Extinction are all invocations, and according to this person, all of these spells have numbers within the set. So I would not be surprised if these cards were added from outside of Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, but that is still kind of weird. Why do that? There's a Pioneer Masters coming up. I feel like if this was just invocations, I would say yes, they just added the invocations. But since there's all these random cards, like why Chandra Pyromaster? Why? That is such a random card. And part of me thought maybe this is actually Historic Anthology 4 and he's mistaken about the collector numbers. Maybe it's just the number, the card that it was added 90th or whatever, if it was the 90 collector number of 90. But I think this could end up being part of Amonkhet. Maybe they saw holes in the limited environment and decided, hey, we can fill those with some of these cards. And honestly, I wouldn't have an issue with that. But I'm kind of surprised that there are not more invocations. I also wouldn't be surprised if the invocation card styles are part of a an event, like a festival, like they do after every release. Now, obviously, we don't have much time after Amonkhet Remastered. We will be jumping right into Zendikar Rising stuff, so it'll be interesting to see how they space this all out. The last list of things I want to go over is the Mythics, so I uploaded it to deckbox.org just so I can, kind of get an estimated, what are the most expensive cards, which doesn't matter. Honestly, this is going to be a really weird set to not only review, but also just talk about spoilers, because, well, if it's a new set, I talk about the new cards and how they can impact other formats. If it's an old set, I talk about, or if it's like a master set, I can talk about the monetary value, but these cards are going to be all reprints, which means a lot of people already know what they do, so that's kind of weird, but, and then it's just talking about one format and how it impacts Historic, and so if a card is clearly not going to impact Historic, it's very hard to talk about, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is looking at the number of Mythics, so you'll notice most of them are from Amonkhet, and then there are a few from Hour of Devastation, so this really looks like Amonkhet Remastered with some Hour of Devastation. I mean, yes, okay. Coming up here, there are a few more that I missed, and some of the most expensive ones are from Hour of Devastation, but whatever. Here are the Mythics so far. You'll notice there are the guest set symbols, so I didn't tell them what set this was from, so some of them, like this one, Locust God, was reprinted in Commander 2020, but yeah, there are going to be some very interesting cards to talk about, and I will talk more specifically about individual cards on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday when spoilers come out. I will still be doing that even though this leak happened. It is unfortunate that this leak happened, but I figured I should cover it so you guys can know. Yeah. So that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I just wanted to let you guys know that this was out there. Yeah, if you enjoyed and found this useful, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.